Hey guys, welcome back to Balls Fan TV, and today we're back with another match preview. This time on a Monday night, first Monday night game of the season at home to Drogheda. Um, yeah, obviously it's a bit disappointing. Talking about this game following a defeat to Shelbourne in the North Dublin Derby on Friday, in a game where I don't think we played particularly well. Obviously, we did a little review yesterday, and we said we don't think it was a particularly brilliant performance. We weren't really at it at all. We didn't show the same sort of attacking intent and threat that we had in the first two games. We're a little bit sloppy in midfield on the ball as well. They pressed us quite high, and obviously I think we struggled a little bit with their kind of formation. They were playing a sort of five, and they had the wing backs, and every time the ball went out wide, I think the full back struggled with the two kind of with the winger and the wing back, particularly Bucko on the right hand side against Wilson and Moylan. He struggled a little bit, and I think that's why maybe we should maybe look at bringing him back into midfield. But that's just my opinion. I'll get on to my predicted lineup in a few minutes, but um, yeah, I think this one will be tight just because Drogheda, I think, are on their day a decent side. I know a lot of people are thinking they're going to be down there, which they probably will, but there's still some decent players in that team. Now, I'm a big fan of Darren Markey. I think he's a really tidy player in the midfield. I think Sean Brennan from UCD was a good signing. Evan Weir's a solid young centre half as well. They've got decent experience with the likes of D and Keely, when they lost players like Massey and stuff, but that they're still they still have that good experience, and I think that could be the key factor in them maybe avoiding relegation. Because Kevin Doherty has been playing a good brand of football. I remember back end of last season, he came to Dalymount, he won 1-0 late on, and he played quite well. He were tidy on the ball, and I think that's sort of something that I was saying. Why can't we be more like that? Have those sort of players that can, pass the ball around like we used to. But I think we're slowly getting there. I think, and I think we showed that a little bit in the first two games, and I think that's just what we need to show again. We need to show a similar type of performance from the Cork game, and particularly the Dundalk game. When we were at home, we were not dominant, but we were very solid at the back. We were strong in midfield. We were good going forward, and I think that could be this what we need to do to win this one tomorrow. Um, Onto my predicted lineup, I think Talbot will be in goal. No questions asked there really. I'd play Jay Ben at right back. I know he's come back now, he's fit. Um, because I think Bukov would struggle a little bit at right back, and I think maybe if we move him back into midfield, we could see kind of the key Buckley of old. That's his strongest position really. That's where he's done so well for us over the years, and in that sort of number six role. I think that's where he needs to be again. Two centre halves, I'll go with Casper and Horton. I don't think they particularly did anything wrong on Friday. But they're our two main centre halves, so they'll start. Left back, I'm gonna go with Flores. I just don't think Paddy Kirk looked particularly good against Shells on Friday. I'm not trying to say, one bad performance and he's out of the team, but I just have a feeling, you know, um, Devoid might try Flores at left back just because when he was Paddy Kirk was brought off at half time, I think that was maybe more because he was on a book and then he wasn't doing quite well. And I thought Flores actually played quite well when he went left back on Friday, so that could be an option for us. And I think we probably will start at left full. Midfield, I'll go with Bucko as sort of the number six. I think that's where I try him anyway. That's where he's done so well for us over the years. I think if we move him back there, we could see the better Keith Buckley than what we've seen at right back. I'm not trying to say he hasn't done well at right back, but maybe it is time to just bring him back into the midfield, have that kind of general, that leader in the midfield. Um, Alongside him, I'm gonna go with Adam McDonald. Yeah, I think he's done quite well since he's come in. The first two games he was brilliant, particularly Dundalk. He covered every blade of grass. He was everywhere. He was putting tackles in, and I think that's sort of what we missed last year. We didn't have that kind of player in the midfield that was putting tackles in and getting stuck in. And I think that's what he's brought. And then I'll have Ali Coote as well in the midfield. Thought he played all right against Shells. Had a couple of decent touches. I know he had a shot that Conor Curran saved as well from outside the box. I think he's done really well since the start of this season, and I think he's shut a few people up. as to regarding is he is his heart with Bowes, did he want to leave, but he seems to be enjoying his football again at Bowes, and long may that continue. The wingers obviously Conley suspended, and yeah, it's a harsh red card, let's be honest, but look, it is what it is. We're just gonna have to do without him for the next three games. I think he'll play McDade on the right. I think he actually done quite well against Shels. He was good against Dundalk. I think a lot of people are sort of questioning, particularly back end of last season when he came in. Is he good enough? Is he the right player that we need? And I think so far this season he's looked decent. He came on against Cork there for when Akintunde got injured, and I thought he done really well. Started against Dundalk, got a goal, played really well, and in the Shells game, obviously he wasn't involved as much, but he had a couple of decent touches and he was getting on the ball and trying to create. So I think he'll start on the right. On the left, again, I think people were kind of looking for maybe more like for like replacements for Conley, that bit of pace. So I know this player isn't particularly pacey, but I think he probably will start. I'm gonna go with Akintunde on the left. That didn't look particularly brilliant when he came on against Shells. But I think when he is on his game, he is a good player. He can chip in with a few goals. I know he does kind of get tired quite easily. I've noticed that, particularly in the car game. I know he went off injured, but he was kind of blown out of his arse a little bit towards the end when he came off. But look, if he can get a good run going, I think he will score goals from us. But I'd try him like on the left against Drogheda from the start, and then up front we're gonna go with Afalabi. He wasn't quite as involved as much as he was in the first two games against Shells there on Friday, but um, he did do really well in the first two, and just because he wasn't involved as much against Shells doesn't mean he needs to come out of the side. I think like I said, I think it's only a matter of time really before he does get on the score sheet and he starts scoring goals consistently. Um, and I think that could come on tomorrow. You never know. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Afolabi up front. Prediction, I do think it will be tight. But I'm gonna just back us 2-1 just because we're at home. We'll want to bounce back after Friday. We're at, like I said, at home game. It's a perfect opportunity with a quick turnaround to get a win, and yeah, hopefully, look, just one bad result doesn't mean it's the end of the world. Let's just keep going, keep the faith, and hopefully we'll get the 3 points tomorrow, and we'll bounce back and put the Shells game behind us. So that's where we're going to end it. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment down below your thoughts heading into this game, your score predictions, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.